Hi, Your Excellency. I am Marvels and I'm excited to welcome you to this web design masterclass using WordPress software. In this masterclass, we are going to be learning how to implement WordPress technology to design website. And so once again, Your Excellency, I am saying welcome to this web design masterclass. Now, if you have a glass of coconut juice, possibly chill, pull it close to you so that you can take sips from it as we progress in this masterclass. Now, I will want to introduce myself properly so that after that we can now delve in to the details of what we have to do in this very session. So the picture you're looking at right now, this very picture is my picture. I promise I look good. Okay, you are beautiful, you are handsome, wherever you are. All right, and of course I am handsome too right here. So that is my picture in case you meet me in South Africa or in Switzerland, or in case you meet me in Kenya or in Ghana, so that you will recognize me, or possibly if you meet me in Germany or in Belgium, you'll be able to say, wow, Marvels, is that you? All right, so that's my picture. Now let me go to some other details about myself. I am Chedo Marvels, a public relations expert, a business coach, and an aspiring best-selling author. I won the Tony A. Lumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Grant in year 2019. I have 9 years of experience in web design. I earned my first income from web design in year 2011. I was a back-end administrator for the first CBT examination. By CBT, I mean computer-based testing examination implemented in Redeemer's University. That was in year 2011. Yes, I was a back-end administrator for that implementation. I own TechieSeller, www.techieseller.com.ng. My team won the local round of the year 2020 Alt Prize competition. And of course, I am married with 2 glorious and wonderful boys. But then before I scroll to the next slide, I want to mention that I am an alumnus of Santa Clara University, United States of America, and also an alumnus of Torrens University, Australia. Now I want us to talk about the purpose of this masterclass. According to Dr. Miles Monroe, my distant role model of blessed memory, he said, when the purpose of a thing is unknown, abuse of that thing is inevitable. And so the purpose of this masterclass is to empower participants for economic freedom. In other words, the purpose of this masterclass is to empower you for economic freedom. I want you to be economically free. I want you to make money. And I am offering this for free. Okay? Now let's talk about the objective of this masterclass. It is very simple as well. The objective of this masterclass is to teach participants how to design a functional website implemented on WordPress technology. The objective is to teach participants, that is you, how to design a functional website using WordPress application. Is that clear? Something is missing here in this slide. The word using is missing, but then I think you got my explanation. Okay, the objective of this masterclass is to teach participants how to design a functional website using WordPress application or implementing the WordPress technology. It is as simple as that. Now let's go to the next thing. I want to quickly talk about the EduSEO Partnership Program. EduSEO is the name of my company, and we have a partnership program which could be of benefit to anyone who is interested. And so what is it about? It is simply a brand communication solution. That partnership program provides a brand communication solution. We present you or offer you a brand communication technique. Now, because we create freemium and premium courses, by freemium, I mean free courses. And of course, by premium, I mean paid courses. Because we do this, we have an audience that we are targeting. And we are looking at creating a concise broadcast for your brand, such that whenever we create courses and serve the courses to our audience, we will also serve your message or the broadcast about your organization to our audience. This broadcast will be served to the users of our video courses as a preview content in our course intros. I guess that is very clear. Then the broadcast will show your logo with a clear message about your products and services. Simply, that is how it's going to work. All right. Like I mentioned, it is a brand communication solution. Now, who is it for? It is relevant to individuals and groups. If, for example, you're an artist, if you are an artist or you are a speaker, for example, maybe you speak to make money, you can partner with us. What we're going to do simply is what I've explained earlier on, right? And if you are an NGO, you have a message to communicate to reach a wider audience, then you can partner with us. And of course, if you run a sole proprietorship or you are in a partnership or you have a registered company name, then you can also partner with us. Basically, we help to communicate your brand to our own audience, giving you wider reach, more customers, and establishing a strong brand presence for you. These are the benefits. So, having said that, I want us to go to the next thing. Now, we are back to web design. Why would you learn web design? Why would you learn web design? Number one, the internet is a big money cake. The internet is a big money cake. The more of this cake you cut, the bigger it becomes. And now with the advent of COVID-19, the money cake is even bigger. So, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for you to make money from the internet. And that is why you should learn web design. Let's move on. I want to mention right here that what I'm showing you right here meets the best industry standards. Okay? What I'm about to show you meets the best industry standards. By the time we conclude, you will have the expertise of any web designer in the world, and you can effectively compete in the industry globally. So I want you to settle it in your mind that you are learning how to use the highest standards with respect to designing websites that are implemented with WordPress technology. Having said that, I want to believe that you are getting value from this masterclass. Okay, let's go on. Take sips from your coconut juice and enjoy. All right, back to this question again. Why would you learn web design? Web design will help you to earn money online. Web design will help you to cut your share of the online money cake. I think you still remember the contents of this other slide where I mentioned that the internet is a big money cake. The more of it you cut, the bigger it becomes. COVID-19 has even made the money cake bigger now because many organizations are forced to do their things online. And so if you have a presence online, it is an advantage for you and you can make a lot of money. Now, web design will help you to earn money online. Web design will help you to cut your share of the online money cake. Don't let me overflow that. Now, let's go to a definition. And that is with respect to website. Now, you will notice that web design is actually website design. Now, let's define a website. A website is an online resource that allows anyone to share information, as well as allow users to access information on the internet. That is very clear. A website is an online resource that allows anyone to share information, as well as allow users to access the information on the internet. Now, if you use computer, when you have information on your computer, only you and those you give access to that computer can access the information. Right? So let's continue. I'm going somewhere. A website allows you to store information on the internet and share it with the public or with defined users. Let me quickly explain that. When you create a website, you can make the website a public website that just anybody from anywhere, every Dick, Tom, Harry, James, and John, and Eunice can have access. And you can decide to say, no, 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 no. I want just the governor of my state and the commissioners in my state to have access to my website. That means you are defining specific users for your website. That means if any other person attempts to access the website, they won't be able to do so. All right, that is what I'm trying to say by this statement you are seeing on the screen. Let's move on. There are several ways of designing websites, okay? You can design on your personal computer, you can design on your phone, and you can design online. Now, before now, what I do was to design on my computer and upload. Then I used Joomla software. I used XAMPP, that is XAMPP, okay? That stands for Cross-Platform Apache MySQL database or Maria database, depending, Perl, and PHP. These 5 things that I've mentioned are actually programming resources. So these things, I downloaded them on my PC then, and I designed from my PC. To be candid, the PCs that I used for designing then were not mine actually, but then let me say the PC or the PCs were mine. So I downloaded these resources to the PC that I used and I did my designs then. But at a point, I finished a particular job on a particular day and I wanted to upload. And unfortunately, I could not upload my work. I tried and tried and tried. So since then, I decided that I will never work from my PC again. I will always do my work online. So the moment I launch my hosting, I begin to populate it online and people can even see it within 5 minutes of starting my work. All right. So that is what I do right now. And that is what I'm going to show you. Now, I also said that you can design on your phone. Yes, if you are connected to the internet, you can actually design website from your phone using some applications. But if you are not connected, I'm not sure there is that possibility for you to design on your phone without being connected to the internet. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is that about that. You can design on your PC, download all the resources, possibly Joomla software, XAMPP, Visual Basic. I have never used that before. Visual Studio, I've never used that before. Then this other one I want to mention is that's Dreamweaver. I've used that before on my computer. All right, so I've used Dreamweaver, I've used Joomla and XAMPP to work from my PC and upload. But today I use what we call WordPress software and I do all my designs online. And that's what I'll be showing you in this very masterclass. So let us continue with our enjoyment of the class as you take sips of coconut juice from your glass right before you. Let's move on. Let's recall our objective. It is to teach you, participants, how to design a functional website using WordPress software. Okay, let's move on. Definition of WordPress. What is it? WordPress is a content management system, also called CMS. It is used for creating, sharing, and managing contents on the internet. WordPress is a web design application. It could as well be used for blogging. But in this masterclass, we're not going to talk about blogging. We shall focus on web design. And like I said earlier on, WordPress is a content management system. It could be used for creating, sharing, and managing information on the internet. It is that simple. So let's move on to the next thing. During this masterclass, I will show you how to use WordPress to design websites online, because this is what I do. Now, what do you need to design websites with WordPress? What do you need to design websites with WordPress? Number one, you need any of PC or Android. As a matter of fact, I think like I said in an earlier slide, okay, we've not gotten to the slide. Now, as a matter of fact, the process for designing on your PC and on your Android, the process is the same. So if you understand what I'm showing you right here, you can use the same process step by step to design websites on your Android phone. However, it is more difficult to design websites from your phone. It is easier using a PC. That's the truth of the matter. Now, you need any of PC or Android phone. Yes, you need data. You know what data is? Data is internet bundle, that thing you buy from the telco that helps you to access the internet. Possibly you buy every week, every day, every month or something. Okay, that is what I mean by data. Then of course you need hosting. Hosting is a special service. And as a matter of fact, it is a memory space in the computer of your hosting company. I think we're going to talk about this more later on. Now, number 4, you need domain name. Domain name is actually your address on the internet. And number 5, you need WordPress application. You need WordPress application. And number 6, you need the internet. Let's move on. With WordPress, the procedure is same when designing with your PC or Android phone. Yes, this is the slide I was talking about earlier on. Okay? With WordPress, the procedure is exactly the same when designing with your PC or your Android phone. But like I mentioned too before, it is easier to design on your PC than it is to design on your Android phone. Now, data, you know what it is. That is what we need to connect to the internet. That is what we need to connect to the internet. Now let's talk about hosting. Hosting is comparable to a room or a store. Now right before you can see a screen with a serene room and a well-organized store. Now I feel like being in that room. It's quite cool, serene, and clean. A well-organized living room. Okay, so hosting could be compared to that. You can see some contents in the room. The posh, is it posh now? The succulent settee there, right? And that basket-like looking center table with all the wall decorations. Serene, clean, well organized. A posh living room, right? That is what your hosting could be compared to. It is a space where you can put things. Now look at the picture to your right too. You have a well-organized store space with different products. Now as we move on, you will get to, excuse me please, you will get to understand these things better. Now, hosting is where you put all the information that you need on your website. Hosting is where you put all the information that you need on your website. If you don't have hosting, you cannot have a website. Is that clear? Let's move on. How do I get hosting? Important question. I sell affordable hosting, Your Excellency. Yes, I sell affordable hosting for WordPress. So you can get your WordPress starter hosting from me, and it is cheap. It is just 7,500 naira. So let's move on. There are other hosting companies that you can use apart from me, but then why would you use them and not me? Some of them are Hugohost, HostGator, iPage, Bluehost, DreamHost, and SiteGround. And of course, we also have InMotion. I've used InMotion before. I like the services. I've used iPage before. I like the services. I actually prefer iPage's services, to be candid. The customer the customer support is awesome, but it could be expensive. iPage is based in the United States. All right, let's move on. But please, for your hosting, contact me. You can reach me on 0818-716-5758. 0818-716-5758. I did not mention this when I was talking about the EdSEO partnership program. So in case you want to reach me for that program, either on WhatsApp or on Telegram or even through mobile call, you can reach me on 0818-716-5758 on Telegram, on WhatsApp, or on mobile call. My second mobile number is 070-3369-4022. 070-3369-4022. So you can reach me either on 070-3369-4022 or on 0818-716-5758. Having that said, let's discuss the resources provided with hosting. Hosting comes with several resources, many of which you will not even use. Hosting resources include domain name, Cpanel, WordPress application, email tool, uploader module, etc. Let's move to the next slide. Now, what is a domain name? A domain name is the address of your website. A domain name is the address of your website. When people are looking for your website, they must provide your domain name to get to your website. It could be compared to you sending your brother to me to deliver a package to me. If your brother does not know the address of my apartment, your brother can never locate me. It works the same way online. If I want to access your website, I must know the address of your website. So I will serve the address of your website to the web browser, and the web browser will locate your website and present the result to me. It is that simple. It is not a magic, it is a process. All right, let's move on. Now, I want to talk about Cpanel. Cpanel is simply the control panel for your web hosting. It contains several resources. Cpanel could be compared to a toolbox where you can pick up the relevant tools for building your website. In our next class, we shall discuss the Cpanel in details. As a matter of fact, up to 80% of the next class shall be dedicated to the Cpanel. So let's move on. Let's enjoy. Now I want us to talk about Softaculous. Softaculous is an application residing in the Cpanel. This Cpanel application allows you to install several applications for your website. We're going to focus on the installation of WordPress for this masterclass, but then you can also use Softaculous to install several other applications like a banner cart, like Joomla, and so on and so forth. Are we together? Right, let's move on. WordPress. We are now going back to WordPress. I think I've defined it before. Now, it is a web design application that looks like Microsoft Word. I'm just trying to give more explanation about WordPress and how it works. Like I said, it is a web design application that looks like Microsoft Word. As a matter of fact, I call it the elder brother of Microsoft Word. Okay, so if you can use Microsoft Word, then you can use WordPress for web design. And one advantage of WordPress is that you can extend its functions by installing plugins. In a few slides coming on, we are going to consider plugins. Now, what is a plugin? A plugin is another app hosted by WordPress. It helps WordPress to do more. It helps WordPress to deliver more. Compare a plugin to a hose that you attach to a tap for transferring water from your kitchen to your bathroom. If, for example, there is a problem with a tap and the shower, the shower accessory in your bathroom, and now you have to move water from your kitchen to your bathroom, you're going to need a hose, right? You are getting the picture. So a plugin is comparable to that hose that you attach to your tap in the kitchen for you to transfer water from your kitchen to your bathroom. Fine, let's move on. In the scenario that I just painted, the plugin is the hose, WordPress is the tap, while the website functionality is the water. The plugin is the hose that extends the functionality of water to your bathroom, right? So that plugin is your hose, WordPress is the tap, while the website functionality is the water. I believe it's getting clearer now. Let's move on. Let us discuss about the internet. The word internet is a compression of two words, international network. Now, the word internet, like I said, is a compression of two words. Now, they picked the inter here and joined it with a network right here to form the word internet. So the word internet describes the interconnection of several computers located at different parts of the world. Okay? Let's move on. This whole thing is made possible through the implementation of infrastructure for wired and wireless transmission systems that allows each computer and other internet-enabled devices to communicate with each other. I will create a scenario to explain this. I have an Android phone. On the Android phone, I have WhatsApp and Telegram. You also have an Android phone or possibly an iPhone. Now, on your phone, on your smartphone, you have WhatsApp, you have Telegram, particularly if you're using Android. Now, if I have your contact, I can communicate and interact with you either on WhatsApp or on Android. As a matter of fact, through normal SMS, I can communicate and interact with you. That is what the internet has made possible. So our various devices can communicate and interact with each other for possible communication exchange. I can send PDF files to you, I can send videos to you, I can get videos from you, I can send text messages to you, and all those things. I can even do video calls via WhatsApp, Skype, and all those things. So that is exactly what I'm talking about. So in this scenario, the WhatsApp and the Telegram are like our websites, hosted somewhere, okay? So by the time you begin to create your own website now, you will also be able to allow people to interact with your website. And as a result of that, they'll be able to interact with you too. Are we together? Let's continue. Now, this system now allows for the transfer of data in the form of files and other resources. I think I mentioned this earlier. So this whole system that I've described allows for the transfer of data in the form of files and other resources between the interconnected devices. Each connected device can communicate with each other and access information from each other for possible information exchange. I think I've flogged this enough. Don't let me overflog it. Now, when you pay for hosting, back to hosting now. Very important information. Listen attentively. When you pay for hosting, you are actually buying a space in the computer of your hosting provider. Let me say that again. When you pay for hosting, you are actually, when you pay for hosting, you are actually buying a space in the computer of your hosting provider. You are buying a memory space there where you can transfer information contained in files, folders, and applications to the hosting space. Are we together? That is how it works, rather. That is how it works. That is how it works. Well, after buying the space, you can now transfer information contained in files, folders, and applications to the hosted space. It is that simple. It is not a magic, it is a process, like I've said before. And by the time you understand the process, it will be very, very easy for you to do. Many times, things look difficult because we don't know what to do. But the moment you know what to do, it becomes as easy as breathing in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide. Is that not so? Let's move on. So all the things I've described are made possible because of the internet, right? Let's move on. Now, how can I make money through web design? A critical question. How can I make money through web design? Number one, you can provide web design services. I do that. You can provide web design services. That's one, and you can make a lot of money from that. Number two, you can teach people how to do web design. That's what I'm doing for you right now. But then it's free. You're not paying a dime. Okay? But you can teach people and charge them fees for your teaching service. Are we together? Then number 3, you can design websites for yourself and sell products on your website. I do this too. If you go to www.techieseller.com.ng, you will see my website and the things that I sell. All right, www.techieseller.com.ng. I think you saw the website address earlier on in this video. Let's move on. Now, this is very important. How to plan a web design project. Very, very important. There is a common saying that if you fail to plan, then prepare to fail. If you fail to plan, you have actually planned to fail. So planning your web design project is very important so that you won't be stressed out, so that you won't receive shockers, so that you won't be frustrated. Now, there are 5 components that are very, very important that I want us to look at. And number 1 is the budget. Why budget first? Well, I want you to make money. And I want you to know that why I'm doing this is to help you make money with this knowledge. Are we together? When we finish, I want you to go out there and prove yourself, monetize this knowledge, design a website for somebody. Look for one business person very close to your street. Tell him or her you can design a website. And design one for the person. Tell your mom, I want to design a website for you. How much will you pay me? Tell your uncle, I want to design a website for you. How much will you pay me? Tell them the benefits of a website. For example, the benefits of a website include wider reach. You can reach more people. People from all over the world can interact with you through your website, particularly if it is well promoted. Now, don't let me rather go into other things. The budget is very important. Let's come back home. So you have to decide how much a web design project will cost. Very important. You have to talk to your client or your sponsor that, okay, for this your job, this is how much it will cost. You have to know whether it is a school's website. You have to know the modules that we need, the plugins that we need, and the integrations to be used for implementing the school's website. You have to know whether it is a membership website. You have to know whether it is a registration portal. You have to know whether it is an online store. You have to know whether it is a social media site or whatever. So knowing all these things will help you to fix the budget. Knowing all these things will help you to establish the extent of work and the requirements, then the implications of these in financial terms. That's simply the budget. Am I making sense? I'm sure I am. Now, number 2, what are the colors for the website? Now look at my presentation. I've used just 3 colors, blue, white, and black. Very simple. And that is the standard. Introducing a 4th color, well, it may be good in some cases, but many times 3 colors are the best. 2 colors are also good. 3 colors are fine as well. But getting to the 4th color, in some cases it may be acceptable, but in many cases, no. You may be creating confusion. So stick to 2 or 3 colors and use the 4th color sparingly. That is the standard. Are we together? Okay. Now, how many pages are needed? I want to quickly mention the 5 basic pages that you need for a basic website. Number 1, the landing page or the welcome page. That is the first page that anybody sees when they visit your website. Okay, that is very important. Number 2, the About Us page. The About Us page tells the user of your website or the visitors about the company and possibly about the senior executives and owners of the company. That's number 2. Number 3, you need products and services page. Of course, the products and services page will talk about your products and services. Is that clear? The number 4, you need a testimonials page. A testimonials page is actually a page where your customers can talk about your products and how it has benefited them, how it has served them, how your services have served them, how your products have benefited them. So that is where your clients and customers can talk about that. Are we together? The next, we have the contact us page. Okay, your physical office location if you have one, and a contact form that people can use to contact you. These days, some people provide WhatsApp and Telegram numbers, so you may also add that. So these are the 5 basic pages for a standard website. Now, for an online store, you may have several pages, up to 100, up to 50, depending on the number of products that you are stocking and all that, and depending on how you want it to be done. Okay, but basically, the 5 pages that I mentioned to you are the ones you need to launch a basic website initially. Ordinarily, websites are improving projects. They are not static. You improve them per time. So, but initially, there are some things that you need to put up there for people to interact with while you continue with your improvement. Having said that, we also need to establish the contents of the pages. Who will create them? Am I the one to create them as the web designer, or the sponsor, my client, is the one to provide the contents? This is also important for you to establish so that you will know how to make your charges. Now, before starting to design a website, you must have the contents ready. That is the standard, so that you don't get to waste time, so that you don't get frustrated. Now, look right here. For the website that we're going to create, I have my own, plan made already. And I have the contents too. Okay, that's what you're seeing right here. I have the plan made, I have the contents ready too. Are we together? For the forms and all that. So I have the contents ready. It should be the same for you. Okay? Plan your contents ahead. Don't begin to design then be looking for contents. It will waste your time, and it means you are not organized. Present yourself as a professional to your clients and sponsors. Are we together? Fine. Now, what are the other functionalities required? Well, maybe before I go to that 5th item, let me just quickly show you one thing right here. Now, at the end of the day, the website that we're going to be designing will look something like this. If not exactly, it will be close to it. Okay? So, have that in mind. In the meantime, let's talk about the 5th item. What are the other functionalities required? I guess I've also mentioned this earlier on, talking about which type of website is it. Is it going to be a church's website, a school's website, a registration portal? Is it going to be a social media website? Is it going to be a CBT website where people can take online tests or something? So knowing all these things will help you to know the requirements and how to fix your charges. Are we together? So I think we have discussed that extensively enough. Let's move on to the next thing. Wow, drawing the curtains. We have come to the end of this session. And I want to say congratulations to you for staying with me. But then, before drawing the curtains, there is one other piece of information that I want to pass across to you. I have 2 bonus offers for this masterclass. So for you participants, there are 2 bonus offers for you. But then the details are coming in due course. So, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, thanks once again for staying with me to the end of session 1 of this web design masterclass using WordPress software. I remain Chiedu Marvels, your instructor. See you in the next class.